Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Girl Bosses United Powerful Affirmations and Fempreneur Society, to our weekly business strategy session. So, today we have an amazing guest, Miss Alicia Sedgwick. I'm going to bring her up. Hi, Queen. How are you?
Hello. Hi there. Lovely to be with you.
Thank you. Welcome. So as of now, we will allow you to introduce yourself and give us some information. Tell us where you are from and give us some information about yourself.
Thank you so much, Nadia. So, I am Alicia Sedgwick, and in case you don't recognize the accent, I am originally from England. I am currently living in the south of France, which is very lovely for me. I've been here for a few years. When I was in England, I was a lawyer and specializing in family law. And I used to come backwards and forwards to the south of France. And when I was here, I would do everything other than the law, which isn't that I then behaved illegally or unlawfully, but I had my own radio show. I had an internet TV show. I worked in events, and I started to teach public speaking and presentation skills and communication skills, leadership and management as well. That was at the International University of Monaco, and I still teach there. I also teach at the International School of Monaco, where I have led them to put on the first ever TEDx youth event in Monaco, because I am also the MC for TEDx Monte Carlo. And I train the speakers at the school, the international school, so that they put on their own event, TEDx Youth, which has been wonderful. And I teach and train corporations, organizations, associations, and individuals all over the world. And for me, it's all about communication, because if you can do that effectively, you are going to be very successful in life.
Absolutely. I love it. Listen, I read your bio briefly, but I didn't know you did all that. That is wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, it's morning here, but it is afternoon there where you are. So good afternoon. And so I'm going to start with just tell us about effective communication and give us some tips on doing that in person and online.
Thank you, Nadia. Yes. Well, I would like to welcome you to this session this afternoon or this morning for you. And I would like to welcome you all to 24 Karat Magic. Because when you see a magician do their magic tricks, you think, how do they do it? Well, I'm going to give you some tips and techniques today so that when you communicate, people will say, how do you do it? And I also welcome you to Team Alicia. I am Alicia Sedgwick. You have now become a member of my team. And what that means is that when you are with me, you leave your worries, your cares, your fears, and your anxieties outside the door. Because when you are with me, you will not be judged. You will be cared for, nurtured, and supported. So you are free to be yourself without any inhibitions. What happens in Team Alicia stays in Team Alicia. And Team Alicia is a lifetime membership. So I am here for you always. The first thing that I want to share with you, apart from welcoming you and being delighted to have you now as a member of Team Alicia, and that we're going to share some magic, the first thing that you need to know is that whenever you communicate, it is never about you. It's about your audience. And it's how you want them to feel, what you want them to think, and what you want them to do as a result of your communication. Now, the great thing about that is that the onus is off of you. So if you are nervous and you are shy, it's not about you. It's about your audience. It's how you want them to feel, what you want them to think and do as a result of your communication. If you think about it, when you watch someone and they're talking and they're communicating and they're presenting and they're all huddled up and they're not looking at you and they're very, very shaky, you feel really uncomfortable and you feel, oh my goodness, that person really doesn't want to be here. And as a result, you don't want to be there either. That's not how you want your audience to feel. Now, I know that you're all very caring people and you want your audience to feel great about themselves. So here's where the magic is starting. You are going to make sure that they feel good. They feel interested. They feel involved and engaged. And I'm going to talk to you about how you can make them feel engaged, involved, and interested. But first of all, know that it's never about you. But you are always in control of your communication. You're always in control and command because I don't know what you're going to say. So I don't know if you've made a mistake unless you highlight it by saying, oops, sorry, or fumbling about and having a look through your notes. I won't know that you've made a mistake because I don't know what you're going to say. You are always in control and in command of your communication. Now, maybe you do get shaky. Maybe you do get nervous, and it's perfectly understandable if you do. If you get shaky and you find that you're holding your notes and your hand is shaking like that, or your legs are wobbling and you feel really, really wobbly, what you need to do is to clench everything very, very tightly. Clench your hands, clench your arms, clench your legs, clench your stomach, clench your bum, tight, 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 and then release. And if you do that, clench everything tightly and then release, everything will calm down and you will stop shaking. Now, I just exaggerated that to show you what to do. But actually, you can do it. Nobody will know that you are doing it. If you're sitting at a desk, sitting at a table, standing at a podium, you can hold on to that table, you can hold on to that desk or that podium, clench everything tight, 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 release. Nobody knows you're doing it. You can do it even when you're standing in front of an audience, you're holding your notes, clench tight, release. Nobody knows you're doing it. Again, all part of the magic. Maybe you find too that your mouth gets dry. You know, that awful feeling that you're talking and your tongue gets stuck to the roof of your mouth and you can't sort of get the words out and you're stuttering. You think, oh God, you know, you can't get any saliva in your mouth. Well, you can. If you very gently, very, very gently bite the inside of your cheek, left or right, very gently, immediately you have got saliva in your mouth. Now, you may not want to do that because you feel that it might be a little bit painful. I do not want to inflict pain on any of my team members, believe me. But if you feel that maybe you're going to draw blood instead of saliva, instead what you can do is very quickly run your tongue around the front of your teeth. Yeah. Watching you, Nadia, do it. Fantastic. We just exaggerated that to show how to do it. You can actually do it very quickly. Nobody is going to notice that you're doing it. Immediately, you have got saliva in your mouth. Maybe your mouth gets too full of saliva and you find yourself spitting at the people in front of you or at the screen. And again, you know, it can happen very often. What you need to do in those circumstances is to breathe. And in fact, it's very essential that you breathe anyway. And when we get anxious and we get stressed, we tend to forget to do that. So I want to give you a little exercise, which I call the 7-11. It's not a grocery store. It is a breathing exercise. So you breathe in for 7. And what you do is inflate a balloon in your stomach when you take that breath in. So we're not taking the breath from the chest, we're taking the breath from the stomach. And we are inflating a balloon in our stomach when we take the breath in. So we're breathing in, but we're actually expanding our stomach, inflating a balloon when we do that. And we do that for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we let it out and deflate the balloon for 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the reason that we're doing that, and we're doing it from the stomach, is because if we do it from up here, look what happens. Everything is getting tight, it's getting tense. And what we're trying to do here is to actually release tension. We've got to come across as being in control and in command. We don't want any tension, we don't want any tightening around the voice box. So that's why the breath comes from the stomach. And it is as if we are inflating a balloon in that stomach. And we breathe in, inflating that balloon for 7. We let it out, deflating the balloon for 11. And I want you to do that a few times so that you get into the rhythm of breathing. If you don't remember 7, 11, I think that you will, but if you don't, instead, what you can do is to breathe in and out for 3 times. So you breathe in, inflating that balloon in your stomach, and let it out, deflating the balloon. And you do that 3 times. But on the 3rd breath out, I want you to think of your happy place. I wonder, what is your happy place? Nadia, what's your happy place?
Girl, on the beach by the water.
Well, how marvelous and how magical is that? Because it's my happy place too. So I'm so looking forward to sharing our happy places, because I actually live opposite the beach and the
Oh,
sea. In fact, I'm looking out the window now and I can see my happy place, because it is a beach and there is the water lapping on the shore. Fantastic. Now, you will notice that when I speak about my happy place and when you just spoke about yours, we smile, we feel good, we think about our happy place.
yes.
So what will happen when you take that 3rd breath out and you think of your happy place? You are going to smile. You're going to feel much more relaxed, and you will then come across as very relaxed, comfortable, and that's exactly how you want your audience to feel. Plus, you will be in the rhythm of breathing. And if you're overworking saliva in your mouth, it also would have calmed that down too, so that you're not spitting at the screen and at your audience. So that's the start of us being engaged, being involved, being comfortable, and working our magic so that our audience feels the magic. And I've mentioned the word several times already, engaged.
Yes.
And it is really important that your audience feels engaged with you. The way that you achieve that when you are on camera and online is to look at the camera, not at the screen, at the camera. That applies even when you're FaceTiming, when you're WhatsApp videoing, when you're Zooming, whatever you're doing when you are on camera, you look at the camera. And that camera should be arm's length from you, and it should be at eye level or slightly above. So look at the camera. I'm now going to look at the screen, and I'm looking at Nadia, Hello. And you can see that it's immediately different when I look down and now I'm back looking at the camera. It is so much more engaging when I look at that camera and I'm looking at you. I'm talking to you. If you have notes, try to have them either behind the camera, next to the camera, or on the screen so that you can scroll down and you can see the notes, come back to the camera on you look at your notes on the screen, come back to the camera as quickly as you can. And do that every time you refer to your notes. Now, if you are taking notes and so you're looking down, okay, so I'm now looking down, I'm taking some notes. Don't be afraid to say to your audience, I'm taking some notes, so I'm going to be looking down. Forgive me. I'm now looking down, I'm taking some notes. So that they know why you are not looking at them. Because think about it again. If you have a conversation one-on-one, if somebody doesn't look you in the eye, if they're looking over your shoulder, they're not looking at you, you think, oh, why aren't they talking to me? Are they not interested in me? Who are they looking at if you're not looking at them? So you need to achieve the effect when you are on camera, as well as in person, and I'll talk to you about that in a second, but when you are on camera, it has to be the same effect as if you are having a one-on-one conversation and you are looking the other person in the eye. Every communication that you do is a conversation. Okay, when you're giving a presentation, it might seem a little one-sided. It is still a conversation. And you have to do what you do when you converse. Engage, engage, engage. So that camera needs to be at eye level or slightly above arm's length. You need to be centrally framed. You can see that I'm in the middle of the screen. That's where you need to be. There needs to be a slight gap between the top of your head and the top of the screen. Not too much of a gap, but a slight gap, as I have when I'm talking to you today. The background needs to be clear. Nothing distracting in the background. Clear as mine is. Nadia's isn't bad. It's a little bit coloured, but it's okay. It's not distracting. And actually, she's using green, which is a colour which is very good. Again, I'll come back to that. So, clear background, not a blurred or a virtual background. People say to me, well, if I've got to have a clear background and nothing distracting, can I use blurred? Can I use virtual? My answer to that is a very resounding no. Because when you have a virtual or a blurred background, every time you move, and with the best will in the world, you are going to move, we lose part of your head. We'll lose an ear. We'll lose part of your head. We lose part of you. And we do not want to lose any part of you because we want to be engaged, interested, and involved with you. So no blurred, no virtual background. When you are speaking in person, you need to engage with everyone that you are speaking to. The way that you achieve that is to snake around the room. So you snake around the room with your eyes so that everyone in that room feels that you are talking to them. If you don't remember snaking, think one thought, one pair of eyes, one sentence, one pair of eyes, one thought, one pair of eyes, so that everyone in the room feels that you are talking to them. Now, you might say to me, but Alicia, I am talking to a room that is in the dark. I'm on a stage, I'm speaking from a podium, my audience is in the dark. I can't see them. How do I engage with them? How do I snake around the room? How do I do one thought, one sentence, one pair of eyes? And if you said that to me, it's a very good question. Here's the answer. You will know where your audience are seated. You would have gone to the room before you speak there. You will know where everyone is sitting. So you'll know there's people in front of you, there's people to the side, there's people at the back, there's people high up at the back too. So you will know that you speak to the people in front of you by snaking. People beside you, people at the back, people high up at the back. You snake around that room. You do one thought or one sentence, one pair of eyes. Because it doesn't matter if someone isn't seated in row 35, seat number 25. It doesn't matter if someone isn't seated to the side of you, because it's magic. The magic will be that everyone in that room will feel that you are talking to them. Now, whenever you speak, you need to speak with enthusiasm. You need to speak with energy. You need to be upbeat. And that is particularly so when you are on camera, because the camera is going to dull you down. So you need to be enthusiastic. You need to be upbeat. So before you come on camera, may I suggest that you do something that gets you going, gets you pumped up, gets you really feeling, oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, let's do this. I can do this. Think of me saying to you, you are fabulous. You are wonderful. I am so pleased that I have you in Team Alicia. And you come onto that camera, you're smiling, you're powerful, you are upbeat and enthusiastic. And you look at that camera as if you are talking to someone you are very, very fond of. So maybe you are going to think of the lovely Nadia, who is such a great cheerleader and such a great support. Maybe you're going to look at that camera and you're going to think that it's Nadia behind that camera, and she's saying to you, yeah, go girl, go queen, or however she says it. And maybe you're going to think now of Team Alicia, and you're going to think of Alicia, and you're going to think of me saying to you, I'm so proud of you. You are fabulous. You can do this. You can do this. I am so proud of you. Whoever you think of that camera as being someone that you are very, very fond of, so that when you look at that camera, when you engage, you are doing it with warmth and enthusiasm. That's what you need to do when you are on camera. Now, you need to be powerful. The way that you are powerful when you are on camera is in the way that you engage, that you do that warmly, you keep still, and you sit in the power pose. The power pose is you sit on a chair that has 4 legs firmly on the ground, not in a high back chair. A high back chair makes you look like you are on the Starship Enterprise or in a science fiction movie. It's not a good look unless you are in a science fiction movie. Also, a high back chair is going to move. It's usually on wheels. So you're going to slide and you're going to swing. So don't sit in a high back chair because you're going to move. You're going to swing, you're going to slide, and you're going to look ridiculous. Instead, you need to sit on a chair that has 4 legs firmly on the ground. Your feet are firmly on the ground. Your legs are hip width apart. Your hands are either on the desk or the table, or they are on your lap, or if you have a tendency to use your hands, put them under your legs so that you don't use them. It is okay for you to show your hands. You will notice that I have showed my hands, but it's not okay for you to be constantly showing, moving your hands, because what happens now is that you're watching my hands, you're following them, you're not listening to me in the same way. We certainly do not want to put our hands right up to the camera either. That's not very good at all. So you can show them, but not a lot. And any time that you use your hands, whether it be on camera or in person, it is an outward movement and upward from the waist. Don't start using your hands up here because, again, it's too distracting. So it's an upward and outward movement from the waist, upward and outward. That's a lovely way to then use your hands. So your power pose when you are on camera is legs hip width apart, feet firmly on the ground. You are seated on a chair that has 4 legs firmly on the ground, shoulders back and down, and it's showtime. Looking at that camera is arm's length, and the camera is at eye level or slightly above. When you speak in person, you stand with your legs hip width apart, shoulders back and down, hands by your side, or if it's your tendency to use your hands a lot, put them on the podium or on a desk or on the table. If it is your tendency to use your hands a lot, practice with putting them either on the desk or the table or on a podium so that you get used to not using them, and then it will become your default that you don't. Now, I mentioned that Nadia's background had green in it and that that's a very good colour, and it is a good colour on screen. The best colours for you on camera are blue. Oh yes, you can see that's what I'm wearing, and blue, green, purple, taupe or taupe. Not yellow, not red. Red bleeds. Not white or black, because what happens with white or black is that it drains you and it makes you look older. It makes you look tired. If you have dark circles under your eyes, if you're wearing black or white, it's going to accentuate them. So blue, green, purple, taupe or taupe, best colors on screen to make you look powerful, to make you look engaging and interesting. Don't wear anything which is too busy. Don't wear checks or stripes because they are going to distort on the screen. Don't wear anything which is too busy. You know, I mentioned that Nadia's background is okay, but it is a little bit busy. It's a little bit taking away the focus and the attention from her and her power. So don't wear anything that's too busy. Wear block colours if you can. I'm actually being a bit naughty today that I'm wearing something a bit sparkly. However, it's not too bad. It's not too distracting. It's still with the background of the blue. You can wear jewellery. Again, not that it's too busy, not that it's too chunky, that the focus then becomes your jewellery and not what you are saying. So wear block colours if you can. If you wear glasses, try to wear anti-glare lenses if possible. I understand if you can't. And even, you know, that your glasses then don't become the distraction. Again, you know, I'm wearing blue glasses so that it becomes a feature rather than a distraction. The light should be in front of you, not behind you, not coming in from the sides and not on top of you. The light needs to be in front, because otherwise, again, it's going to cast shadows. It's not going to put you literally in the best light. So light in front of you, not behind you, not coming in from the top and not coming in from the sides as well. So it's very important that you are enthusiastic. I want you to change the words. If you feel before you communicate, before you present, if you feel I'm scared, I am nervous. I am very apprehensive. I want you to change those words to I am excited. This is an opportunity because indeed, every time that you communicate, it is an opportunity. It is an opportunity for you to share wonderful you. And that is 24 karat magic.
I love it. Woo! That was so good. That was so good. I love everything you said. We do have a question. Are
Great.
these color rules the same for people of color?
Yes, they are. And thank you for asking that question. I am working with people of all nationalities, cultures, and color. And yes, it is. I think that people of color can possibly get away with a little bit of yellow. But I have to say that all of my students, whatever the color, whatever the culture, whatever the background, those colors are the best that I have said today, which is the blue, the green, the purple, and the taupe or the taupe. So if you are wearing, for example, a yellow shirt, or even a white shirt, or a black top, if you can put on top of that a blue jacket or a green jacket or a purple one, it will look so much better. We're talking about magic. We're talking about you coming across as if you are in control and in command and making your audience feel comfortable, relaxed, engaged, involved, interested. And if you wear those colors, it's going to have that effect. That's the magic.
All
Great
right.
question, though. Thank you, and thank you for asking that. Yes, very important that I share that. I mean, for example, I think about every time when I talk about using your hands, and I teach a lot of Italians, and they speak with their hands,
Mhm.
so they can have a whole presentation just using their hands. I've learned so much about communication with my Italian students and how they use their hands. So, that's a big cultural thing. So getting them to actually control the use of their hands so that it is effective, because that's what this is all about. It's about communicating effectively and
Yes.
making an impact. So, yes, those colors are still great.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. We had some ladies chime in for us today. Miss Monique McCray, Miss Celeste Payne. Oh, look, Miss Celeste has another question for us.
Mhm.
She says she may have missed this, but how can you eliminate ums and other statements in your presentation?
What a lovely question again, Celeste. Thank you so much for asking that too, because funnily enough, it makes me think of my Italian students again, because a lot of the time, Italians add another letter to the word. So they'll say privata and spesa, and I want to talk to you about her, and this kind of thing. And if they're not doing that, very often, and I'm sorry that I'm referring to Italians, but it's a good example for today. There is, and I've just said an or an r. If they're not adding another letter onto the word, that they're and r'ing. And this does happen a lot. It doesn't actually just happen to Italians. It does happen very frequently with any nationality. The thing to do if you are tempted to and ah is to actually close your mouth and stop talking and breathe. Again, people always think that when they are presenting or when they are communicating, they have to speak, 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 talk, talk, talk. But actually, any communication, and I mentioned this earlier, is a conversation. And although it may seem a little one sided, it is a conversation. And when you have a conversation, you don't talk all the time, do you? You actually stop talking, you listen, you breathe, you think about what it is that you want to say, and then you go on speaking. More than ever, if it is your tendency to and to you need to learn to stop talking. Take your time. Physically close your mouth, breathe, and then continue speaking again. But know that you don't have to talk all the time. You can take your time. You are in control and in command of your conversation. When you practice, and you do need to practice for any presentation that you do, when you practice and you find yourself umming and ahhing, physically close your mouth, breathe, and then continue to speak. And as you practice that, and you practice it, I assure you that in a short space of time, within 2 to 3 weeks, you won't do it anymore. And the more you are aware of things that I have spoken about today that you are doing, which aren't necessarily effective, the more that you are aware of it, the less you're going to do it. Some people, they add an extra word when they speak. They'll say, so it's like this. So I went to the butcher's and it was really great and they add an extra word. When I highlight that that's what they're doing, they become really conscious of it, and they become conscious of stopping themselves from speaking and actually closing their mouth, breathing, not adding in extra superfluous words or superfluous extra things like and ah. Take your time. Record yourself as well when you speak so that you will hear what you are doing. Again, the more you are aware of it, the less you're going to do it. And it will become your default that you don't do it within 2 to 3 weeks. Great question, Celeste. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, that was good. I missed a little part of it because my connection dropped, but that was good. That was good. Thank you so much, Alicia, for keeping it going for me.
I'll always keep going for you, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all, any more questions? Any more questions, ladies? This has been amazing. I love these tips you gave. I'm going to just go back over a couple of things before my signal drops again. But I love the breathing exercise because no matter how many times I speak in front of people or have to get on these lives, I get really nervous. And, sometimes my teeth are chattering so that was a really, really good tip, the 7-Eleven in the or the 3 deep breaths and then think about
Yes,
something. Think about your happy place. I like that a lot
yes, yes.
because I'm always gonna smile.
And well, you're terrific, and your smile is beautiful. And it's always lovely, when people smile. So please do smile as much as you can, obviously appropriately. But if you can, do smile because people will always feel so much better when you do. And if you do get shaky and your teeth are chattering, definitely do that clench and release as well, because it really does help to calm everything down. Can I just add as well that when you are preparing, and you do need to prepare, I say to my students that they need to practice like Beyonce. Because I had the good fortune of watching Beyonce rehearse one time at the World Music Awards here in Monaco. And she is a perfectionist and she really practices and prepares. And you do need to practice and prepare. And I never, ever want you to memorize your presentations. Please don't memorize them. Get used to having bullet points, having main points and referring to them. Don't memorize, because when you memorize, your eyes are going to go up, They're going to go down, they're going to go to the left or to the right, whilst you are thinking about what it is that you're going to say. And at that time as well, you might be tempted to and whilst you're thinking about what it is that you're going to say. So don't memorize, practice, prepare, get it down to bullet points, your main points, so that then you can refer to those as your notes. That's just something else that I would add, particularly, and I added an because I was thinking about it.
Yeah. But that's good.
Particularly
That's a really good addition to what you've told us. So with that being said, we haven't had any more questions come up. Do you have any final thoughts you want to bring up?
Well, I think that I would just like to say that you are now all members of Team Alicia, and that is a lifetime membership. What happens in Team Alicia stays in Team Alicia. I am here for you, and if you do want some further coaching, training, you can always contact me by going to my website, www.aliciasedgwick.com. You will find there as well some very useful tips, hints, and techniques to advise and guide you as well. And I am here for you. I'm on social media and LinkedIn, Alicia Sedgwick, Communication Coach. It's Alicia Sedgwick, SEDGWICK.com.
Yeah, skip the G. I'm putting it now.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So yes, I'm here for you. You know, Team Alicia is for always, and I would be delighted to help you, because if you can communicate effectively, you are going to be very successful in all areas of your life, personally and professionally.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Alicia, for joining us this morning, giving us all of this amazing knowledge. Guys, reach out to her. If you need further assistance in any areas of communication, this is just a small tip of what she does. She has definitely told us everything that she does, but communication lies across all of areas of our lives. So make sure if you need help in any area outside of business, she's great with grief and, just being able to communicate effectively with your family, all kind of things that I have personally experienced in doing these talks with Miss Alicia. So make sure that you take advantage of being a part of Team Alicia and connect with this queen. Thank you, Queen, for joining us today.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Nadia.
Thank you. And ladies, we will see y'all next week right here in the Girl Bosses United in the Fempreneur Society groups with our weekly business session. So see y'all later. Bye-bye.